everyone. Welcome again to our webinar program. This is webinar 6 for 2019 series. Webinar 6 is differentiated instruction. It will cover the following talking points. What is differentiated instruction? How can teachers differentiate instruction and how to apply in the class? And what are the challenges and the benefits of differentiated instruction? To start, what is differentiated instruction? Differentiated instruction is a teaching method in which teachers adapt their instruction to accommodate a variety of learning needs. It means giving each student the opportunity to learn in a way that suits his or her readiness level, interests, needs, and learning preferences. Differentiated instruction is more than simply helping students who need extra assistance after a lesson is presented. Differentiated instruction is proactively developing a variety of teaching materials so that all students within a classroom can learn effectively, regardless of differences in learning style or academic skill. It's important to note that differentiated instruction does not mean that a separate lesson is developed for every single student. Instead, students are presented with several learning options or different paths to learning in order to help them take in and make sense of the information. For example, think about a computer class. If you're using differentiated instruction, you would not worry to wait for Julie and Bob to catch up the lesson. The advanced users in your class are provided with more advanced material so that they could enhance their skills. Likewise, Julie and other beginners are provided with less advanced material to help them gain a solid understanding of using the computer before moving on to the presentation software. In differentiated classes, students and teachers are collaborators in learning. Students understand the need to help students, and students take increasing responsibility for their own growth. Teachers must differentiate instruction so there is no child left out in the class. This moves us to the second talking point of today's webinar. How can teachers differentiate instruction and how to apply in the class? Think 7 to differentiate instruction by addressing students' readiness, interest or passion, learning profile or learning style. Teachers can differentiate the content, the process, the product, and the learning environment. Based on students' readiness, consider how students perform in your class, such as their reading ability, pace of learning, dependence on the teacher, or independence. Students' interests and passions, what does the student enjoy? And for students' learning profile or learning style, what learning preference does the student have? And here we're going to review the 7 learning styles. Visual learning style. Students prefer information to be presented in graphs and pictures. Auditory learning style. Students learn by listening. Verbal learning style. Students work well with written information or spoken word. Kinesthetic learning style. Students learn best through movements and hands-on activities. Logical learning style. Students learn more by thinking mathematically and systematically and use reasoning. Interpersonal learning style. Students work best in groups and through collaboration. And intrapersonal learning style. Students prefer to tackle tasks on their own and reflect often. With that in mind, teachers can differentiate the content, what students learn, process through activities, strategies through which students process or make sense of understandings and skills, products, how students demonstrate and extend what they have learned, and learning environment, varied resources, and flexible grouping structures. Now let us take more time to describe each aspect and how to apply in the class. Content. Content refers to knowledge, skills, and attitudes we want children or students to learn. Differentiated content refers to what students learn. This can mean different topics that appeal to students' individual interests, or it can mean different levels that suit students' academic readiness. How to differentiate the content? Scale and scaffold difficulty levels. Let students choose the projects based on their interests. Target assignments for individual skill gaps. How to apply in the class? Change in the material being learned by a student. Example. Objective is label 5 major parts of a cell. Student A learns to label 5 major parts, while student B learns to label more parts and define the function of each part. We notice here that student A's readiness is beginner, while student B is advanced. Process. Process refers to varying learning activities or strategies to provide appropriate methods for students to explore the concepts. Differentiated process refers to how students learn. Differentiated classrooms offer a variety of formats in which students can choose to access information, not just one channel, such as a textbook. How to differentiate process? Offer multiple practice types for different learning profiles or learning styles. Include a variety of information formats, reading, video, audio, and hands-on. Mix up group sizes. How to apply in the class? Change in the way students access materials. Example. Student A may access information through a learning center, while student B may access information through a website. Product. Product refers to varying the complexity of the product that students create to demonstrate mastery of the concepts. Differentiated product refers to how students demonstrate knowledge. Teachers who practice differentiation give students multiple ways to show they understand the material rather than simply giving everyone the same multiple choice test at the end of a unit. How to differentiate product. Provide students with multiple ways to show what they have learned. Focus on projects instead of tests, essays, presentation, and multimedia projects. Prioritize student choice. How to apply in the class. Change in the ways students show what they have learned. Example. Objective is to demonstrate understanding of the food chain. Student A may create a three-dimensional diagram, while student B may create PowerPoint presentation. Students choose ways to demonstrate their learning of the concept depending on their readiness, interest, and learning preference. And last is learning environment. Learning environment refers to the diverse physical locations, contexts, and cultures in which students learn. Differentiated learning environment refers to a wide variety of settings, such as outside of school locations and outdoor environments, including how students interact with and treat one another, as well as the ways in which teachers may organize an educational setting to facilitate learning. The setting in which students learn has physical and psychological features can be enhanced to increase the benefits of differentiating the contents, processes, and products learning. Many highly able learners are exceptionally sensitive to classroom climate. How to differentiate learning environment? The learning environment should be flexible, learner-centered, open, and should allow for student mobility, should encourage independence, and should involve varied groupings. How to apply in the class? Group students by shared interest, topic, or ability for assignments. Assess students' learning for using formative assessment. Manage the classroom to create a safe and supportive environment. Continually assess and adjust lessons to meet students' needs. Like any method of instruction, differentiated instruction has both challenges and benefits. This moves us to our last talking point. What are the challenges and the benefits of differentiated instruction? I'll present to you 6 challenges. Perhaps 1 or 2 may resonate the challenges you encounter at your school as you implement differentiated instruction. 1. Lack of time. Schools struggle to implement differentiation because teachers who already work an average of 53 hours per week simply don't have enough hours in the day to develop differentiated lesson plans for their students. 2. Limited resources. Aside from not having enough time to make differentiation realistic, many teachers also struggle to find the resources to differentiate effectively. They find it frustrating to try to track down different articles that contain the same information at different reading levels media in different formats for each lesson, and resources for multiple activities. They need sound literature paper or maybe video on how to apply differentiated instruction in teaching. Specifically, more examples from the local area which could hardly be found. 3. Management issues. Lack of support from the management. Teachers are left out on their own. 4. Lack of training both in learning strategies and classroom management. Teachers should be given more mentoring and more exemplars on the application of different instruction in their discipline. 5. No role modeling. That results to lack of confidence in using differentiated instruction. And 6. Nation or state-wide emphasis on content mastery for state assessment. Teachers are preoccupied with content mastery rather than the process due to nation or state assessments. Those are the challenges of differentiated instruction. Let's proceed to the benefits of differentiated instruction. In my presentation, I'll cite only 3 benefits among many others. 1. All students are working at an appropriate challenge level. Students who are above grade level don't get bored and disengage with skills they have already mastered. They can keep learning new and more challenging material. The sky's the limit. Teachers determine when it's time for a student to move up to the next level and present him or her the right challenge. Students who are below grade level don't simply fall further behind. Instead, they can keep learning and growing at their own pace. Teachers can tell at a glance how each student is performing in each skill and quickly assess when intervention is needed. Finally, students who are at grade level still get individualized lessons, not simply a one-size-fits textbook. Since teachers don't have to spend all of their time focusing on students above or below grade level, the students in the middle can benefit from more instruction time with the teacher. 2. Everyone is able to participate in activities. Differentiated instruction allows all students to participate in and contribute to classroom activities. No students are left out of learning opportunities simply because the reading assignment was above their grade level. Placing students into mixed level groups for small group project provides the perfect scenario for peer-to-peer coaching. Students at higher levels can share knowledge and tips with students who need extra help. However, since every student completed all reading assignments at their own level, higher level students don't have to do all of the work for the other students in the group. Everyone can contribute. Group activities and discussion not only help students to learn the material in a new way, they also teach students to collaborate and build each other up, not just strive for their own high grades. And 3, students learn to value individual interests and abilities. In differentiating learning environment, students have an opportunity to explore topics that interest them. Each student can choose her or his own article to read and then share what she or he learned with the class. Everyone gets to choose a topic that makes him or her excited about learning. Additionally, students can learn and demonstrate knowledge in different ways. There are opportunities to learn and practice alone or in groups, by reading, by watching videos, by completing projects, and more. Students all learn differently, and the teacher ensures that each student has an opportunity to learn in a way that works for her or for him. Differentiation teaches students that there isn't just one right way to learn. Everyone is different, and everyone has different strengths. Thus, instead of seeing others as simply good in school or bad in school, students can see the value of their peers' individual interests and strengths. Those are the challenges and the benefits of differentiated instruction. If you find differentiated instruction beneficial to your students, then you and your school will work for innovative solutions to the existing challenges and promote differentiated instruction. We have just finished the 3 talking points of our webinar today. I would like to close this webinar by pointing out that the match is the key in differentiated instruction. A teacher who differentiates effectively matches the content, basic to complex, the level of the thinking process, the choice of the product, the choice of the learning environment, and the choice of the assessment to each student or cluster of students. The result is the learning experience of each student or cluster of students. That ends our webinar 6, Differentiated Instruction. I hope you have learned something in today's webinar that you could apply in your school and share with your colleagues. See you in webinar 7, Assessment for Student Learning. Thank you.